Welcome back, viewers. You're watching Ilya Avgulis once again. Today is July something. I don't really know because I don't fucking care right now. I'm not a doctor or a nutritional expert. However, I do want to give you guys my 5 top rules for weight loss and keeping the weight off and staying healthy while doing so. So that's what this video is going to be about today. Now, these 5 rules are pretty much the foundation of my weight loss and how I can still keep the weight off today. So without further ado, rule number 1, water. Pretty straightforward, but so many people overlook this one, it's unbelievable. You need to drink water. And when I say you need to drink water, I don't just mean you need to drink large quantities of water. I mean you need to pretty much only drink water. Stay away from alcohol, stay away from, like once in a while I'll have a glass of wine with dinner. That's pretty much as far as I'll go. Juices, very rarely will I have juice, and if I do, it'll be like freshly squeezed juice that I either make myself or I get off the street here in Thailand. It's pretty easy, like every block you can get it. But still, I don't like. The only thing I really consume besides water is almond milk, soy milk, and that's just in my breakfast cereal. That's it. I don't drink it as a drink. I buy like little juice boxes, milk boxes, and I just like empty it into my bowl and I cut it with water. Yeah, that's pretty much like one of the like I've known many people who have lost a ton of weight simply by removing all sugary drinks, and I'm not saying sugar's bad, but they eliminated sugary drinks, they eliminated beer, all these high calorie alcoholic drinks, and all they did was consume water, and lo and behold, they lost some weight and they've been keeping it off. Rule number 2 is stick to unprocessed whole foods. Yeah, pretty straightforward. If you have the choice between sweet potato and some sliced bread that you can buy at the grocery store, go with the sweet potato. I'd want to say obviously, but to many people I'm sure it's not that obvious. Processed food is any food, in case you don't know, processed food is any food that has gone through any sort of process to become what it is when you consume it. A smoothie is processed food. You take fruit, you take this and that and this, and it goes through a process to become a liquid. That's what processed food is. Bread is all these different ingredients turned into bread. So stay away from that shit. It's usually very calorically dense. Generally contains animal byproducts. You're better off going with whole foods. Same thing goes for, like when I say whole foods, I mean stay away from isolates. Isolates are terrible. Whey isolate, vegan isolate, it doesn't matter which one. People, you're like, oh, whey isolate, they don't realize what that means. It's isolated. Pretty straightforward, right? Most people don't fucking get that. The protein has been isolated. It goes through an immense process to take that protein away from everything else that it came with beforehand. Definitely should try and stay away from that. It's the same thing if we were to compare it to oil. If you want a whole bunch of protein, very little volume, you grab a scoop of whey in your cup of fucking water, right? Yippee woo. If you want a lot of fat, you can do the same thing, but you can fucking pour olive oil all over your salad. Get a bunch of fat with little volume. Same thing. Anyway, number 3, cardio/exercise. I'm pretty tired, so if you guys are noticing me look down at my notepad, that's exactly what I'm doing. Cardio and exercise. Now, obviously, this depends on what your goal is. Like, if you just want to tone up and get lean, do some cardio 4 or 5 times a week. Switch it up, high intensity, long distance, I don't know, whatever. Now, If you want to build some muscle and this and that, you start training, you know. It really depends on what your goal is. I'm not going to get into that right now, but it is important to exercise. It'll keep you healthy. Now, again, you'd have to tailor that. You'd have to do more research on your own depending on what your specific goal is, whether you just want to look like a model, whether you just want to get lean and you don't really care what you look like, or if you want to get big and muscular and whatever. So that's another big one. Number 4, you need to eat a lot. Now, this may seem kind of like, hey, I'm trying to lose weight, like why the fuck would I eat a lot? But if you're eating a lot of whole foods, things like fruits, vegetables, and even complex carbs, like you need to realize that they're generally they're less calorically dense than processed foods. So if you're not eating any processed foods and you're on like a strictly whole food diet, most people that I know that I try and help with their diet, they end up under eating, not overeating, and then they end up feeling weak, and then they blame it on the types of foods they're eating, when in reality it's just that they're not eating enough to meet their daily caloric needs. So that's a big one. You need to eat a lot, and you need to eat the right foods, which brings me to rule number 5, and that is a vegan diet. Now, I'm not going to bullshit anybody. The 100 pounds that I lost was never, I was never on a vegan diet when I lost that 100 pounds. However, keeping the weight off was always a challenge for me. And I've never had more control over my body weight than when I went vegan. If I want to get fat, I can get fat. But I don't get fat. That's the best part. If you're eating a vegan whole food diet, like I eat a lot of food, like a lot of food. People generally stare at me at restaurants and they're like, is this guy really ordering all that food, you know? And anyway, I'm not anywhere near overweight. Like I'm not going to toot my own horn, but I'm where I want to be. We'll just put it that way right now. But get on the vegan diet. I've never felt better. I've never had more energy. I've never looked better. So, I mean, there's much more to it, but I'm not going to get into it that much in this video. However, my big number 5 big rule is get on the vegan diet. Get off the animal byproducts. Get off the animal products, period. Yeah, I don't generally like pushing people on that, but don't knock something till you try it. So give it a shot. Anyway, those are my 5 big rules. So water, stick to whole foods, unprocessed foods, exercise, eat a lot of food. I generally follow like a 90-10-10 diet. 90% of my daily intake is from carbohydrates. At least right now, I'm on like my gladiator diet. I won't get into too much detail on that one, but it's pretty much a 95-5. So 90 carbs, 5 fat, 5 protein. I'm not looking to get huge like mass, so my protein right now is really not my biggest concern. But anyway, that's it. You heard this from someone who has experienced it. I've been heavy, I've lost the weight, and I've kept it off ever since. I've never gone back. So yeah, see you next time.